Hey you guys, so this is part 2 of the meal planning and prepping process that I go through. So I already did my inventory and I made a list of, some foods, and I started creating some ideas in my head, and then I went through the whole brainstorming meal planning process. So what that looks like for me is I like to plan my entire week, Monday through Friday, of what my breakfast, lunches, dinners, and snacks are going to look like for that week. So it gives me some time to actually reflect on my week ahead and what we've got going on, if there's an event, if you know what I mean, because let's say Thursday night we have plans to go out to dinner. I'm not going to have to worry about creating dinner for that night. So I'm not going to meal prep for that meal. And let's say then we're gonna plan. We're planning on having guests over on Friday or whatever. Then obviously I will figure that out and make sure that I buy for that dinner and don't necessarily meal prep my typical meal for that. So taking some time to really look ahead is great. And also recognizing, so for me on Saturdays and Sundays, those have more flexibility. Usually we are out and about doing things, and so I let those days be. And when it comes to Thursday, Friday-ish, when I am actually getting ready to meal plan for my next week, that's when I then also think about, okay, for the next couple of days, for Saturday and Sunday, what's going on? Are the kids going to be with me that weekend? Because sometimes they're with their father, so then that changes things, you know what I mean? Sometimes I like to make it so that Saturday evening I make a really delicious family cooked dinner and it's special, and I just make it in real time versus doing meal prep. And we just enjoy that, or maybe we do a cookout or, what have you. So basically, I plan out Monday through Friday, right? And my breakfast, lunches, dinners, and snacks are pretty much the same thing every single day. Now, you might be turned off by that, and that's okay. You do not have to do it this way. You do it however it works for you. I found for me, I have no problem with eating the same thing for breakfast. I have no problem with eating the same thing for lunch, and usually I don't have a problem with dinner either. Some weeks, I like to put in a little extra planning so that I do diversify, so that I have an A day and a B day. So right, A day is these certain meals, and then B day is these certain meals. And then I switch back to A day on the next. So it's kind of like you teeter and totter, and you can get a little bit more diverse in your meals. That just takes a little bit more planning, and that's totally fine too. But for me, I like to kind of keep things easy. Again, it doesn't bother me. As long as I'm making delicious meals that are healthy, I'll eat them for 5 days. It doesn't bother me. So really that, again, depends on how you want to approach meal prepping also. And do you want to be planning all of your meals and all of your snacks and all of that? Or are you more just I want to just have some healthy solutions that are already fixed and in my kitchen, but not necessarily have all of my meals prepped out? And you can do it that way. It's just kind of mini meal prep. And so what is key with that is I think figuring out maybe snack wise or just easy access to vegetables, right? So vegetables that are easy to prep. You might want to wash and chop up a bunch of lettuce for easy salads that you can throw together throughout the week, or chop up carrots and celery and cucumbers and things like that, and have easy snackable veggies, right? That's great meal prep. Also, if you are doing a little bit of bulk protein prepping, so if you want to hard boil eggs, or if you want to grill a bunch of chicken, and then you can just kind of store it in your fridge. So again, it makes life easier. So throughout the week, you have something healthy to go to, but you're not necessarily doing the entire meal planning for the whole week. I love meal planning for the whole week because I guarantee myself a healthy solution in the moment when I'm hungry, when it's, you know what I mean? When I need it, and I won't necessarily make the best choice in that moment, but when I go and look to see what's available, boom, it's already there. It's super healthy. It's delicious. I don't even need to think anymore. And then I eat it, and then I'm thank goodness I meal prepped. I'm so grateful that I did that. So I'll share really quick what I meal prepped, or what I'm going to meal prep. I made my plan. I like to keep an Excel spreadsheet, and I store my previous week meal plans on there so I can kind of go back, and sometimes it just helps me create ideas. what have I eaten before that was really easy, that, I enjoyed and it stayed well in the fridge? And you will learn over time as you continue to do this. You'll figure out there's certain things that are gonna, that you'll be able to like enjoy multiple times. And there's certain things that you're like, I would never meal prep that ever again. That was the worst. It's just like anything else in life. You just have to keep practicing and learning and you'll figure it out. And before you know it, you're gonna be like amazing. You're gonna be such a rock star with meal prepping and meal planning, and your house is gonna run super smoothly and you're gonna feel awesome and you're gonna just physically be fueled well, and it's great. But you just have to continue to keep trying, right? If this is something that you really want to get into. So I actually planned out like my breakfast, my snacks, my lunches, my dinners, and then I use a portion. So this is with like the portion container system. So that's just a nutritional approach that I like to follow. And it's really just like macros based. You don't have to follow that nutrition approach in order to do meal prepping. I recommend using some sort of a portion approach, and I can give you information on that. I like to use Beachbody's nutrition programs. They've worked for me. They've worked for hundreds of other people, and I have information on that also. So if you're interested in that, I can always give you just the breakdown of it and what it looks like depending on your weight, if you're looking to lose weight or just maintain where you're at. And if you're, okay with eating, all animal products, or if you're vegan or, aspiring to be vegan or vegetarian. So anyhow, I use that, and then that helps me figure out, how much vegetables I should be eating a day, how many fruits and high fiber carbohydrates and lean proteins and healthy fats, and it helps me with balancing out my macros, and then I plan it all out. So my breakfasts are gonna be egg omelets with some cheddar cheese and also some oatmeal. Then I'm gonna have, for lunch, steamed broccoli with ground turkey, cooked quinoa and brown rice mixed together with drizzled coconut oil over it. Then I'm gonna have, for the afternoon, I'll have Shakeology. That's like our nutritionally dense shake, and it's very filling, so it's really good in the afternoon. So I'll have that with half of a frozen banana and some sunflower seeds. And then for dinner, I'm gonna be doing steamed cauliflower, chopped up, like diced up like cauliflower rice, right? With tomato sauce and ground turkey with some basil and oregano and extra virgin olive oil. And it's gonna be kind of like an Italian inspired recipe. So those are my meals. I have them all planned out. My kids I will prep some so that, 2 nights of the week, the kids will be eating those dinners with me, but they're not like me and they don't necessarily want to eat the same thing every single night of the week, and I totally honor that, and I would never make them do that. So I do some meal planning for my kids as well, and it's not as rigid as what I do for myself because they're kids, and sometimes they want this, and sometimes they don't eat anything, and then they want something like blah. So I have some brainstorming that I do as well with them, and I think about, well, what are the things that they love? What are the vegetables that they love? And what are the proteins that they love? And what are some high fiber carbohydrates that they love that are good for them? And then what are some easy snacks that we can incorporate in there? Because they like to snack, right? And with us all being home right now during this quarantine, snacking is important for the kids. Oh my goodness. So I make sure that I have some that make sense, and I throw some items onto my grocery list. It'll be like, okay, for the week, these are some of the things that the kids are gonna be, these are the solutions for them, right? And then usually we have some staple things for breakfast, and you know what I mean, for them. So that's my meal planning process. And now I will get ready to go grocery shopping and get everything on my list that I need to make sure that I can prep all of this stuff. And I'll come back and I will share all about my meal prepping.